One of the most embarrassing things just happened in podcast history. Do you see this little African earthworm we have here? This little lesbian stick bug we have? In his eyes, he's a failed podcaster because we all know who Flakko is. Poetik Flakko. He's taken over the DJ academic space, basically, where he reports on hip-hop and like overall general media. This guy is MJTV. Apparently he has a huge issue with Flakko's success, and he feels like that he should be in Flakko's position. You're going to hear his bitterness and jealousy throughout this whole interview, to the point where he starts looking like an actual weirdo, like a jealous weirdo. Personally, I don't care for Flakko. I always thought Flakko was, he's kind of a pussy. He's a bitch in this game. But he actually stood on business, and we can thank our little mosquito-looking friend over here. So we're going to play a few seconds of him talking shit about Flakko when the guy's not even there.
Stop forcing this nigga. It's long format content. Why the fuck is a nigga that stutters for 99% of the time talking for 2 hours?
I think Flakko's a talented
This is not a good look. So right off the bat, you're talking about the guy's stutter. You're saying he deserves no success because you think you're better than him. And this is little girl behavior. A real man is someone who works on their talent or works on their craft and perfects it. They don't complain or compare themselves to the next man. And the fact that you're doing this with Flakko, that's embarrassing. And now you're going to see him talk about the streets and say that Flakko has no understanding of the street politics, and this guy has better knowledge of it. And he's not even a foundational black American, as we're going to see in the video.
From North Dakota, who has no dealings with the streets, is talking about the streets every day. So I wanted to ask you, Brick, like, for me seeing somebody like him do that shit, how is it okay with him doing that? How does he get it passed? Like, I feel like if I were to do some of the titles,
his phone for a couple of days, he hasn't been answering.
If I were to do some of those titles, I feel like a nigga like Brick could get on me. If I'm out here in LA, how does a nigga like that?
Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear that, weirdo? He said, if I was doing that, I would want Brick to get on me. So you try to insert yourself into FBA politics, foundational black American politics, as an African immigrant, and then you already started with that gay shit.
The nigga don't know nothing about the streets. It's talking about, hey, this brown person said nigga. He took it out of context. He knows that these two communities have been mourning for years. Why the fuck is he gonna come here for his viewership, say fuck that, I'm finna fuck all that up, let me get these views, hey, let's take this clip out here, and then he did this, and y'all seen what happened after that? Shit happened, right? He can't, shit.
Y'all seen what happened after that? He's like a passionate little schoolgirl talking about climate change, even though he has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know anything about the politics. So now he's gonna bring up an old thing that Flakko was involved in. There was a lot of controversy behind it. It had to do with a whole bunch of Mexican gangbangers trying to press Flakko for some shit he posted. And this is years back, but here this guy is bringing it up again, trying to throw any dirt he could find on Flakko's name.
Situation? That's from a nigga from Flakko. Flakko started that.
What situation came out of it?
He's referring to when all the essays pulled up to...
That was a year ago. Look at how impassioned he is.
Saying the N-word or a coon word or something.
And then,
he was in an argument with somebody. Cool. He decided to deliberately go say, hey, let me take this clip. This gonna make the people go. I know LA.
Right off the bat, he's trying to insert himself into the street politics again, even though he has nothing to do with that. He's a schoolboy. He's an African immigrant schoolboy who had to do good in all his classes for his mommy and daddy. So they could support him on their 100K income a year. And then now we're gonna see him trying to act tough and trying to act like a cool guy.
Brown person said nigga. He took it out of context. He knows that these two communities have been mourning for years.
It's kind of funny how he decides to insert himself into the politics, even though he said Poetik Flakko shouldn't be part of the politics. He's an African, when this guy is fresh off the fucking boat. His parents shipped his ass over here in a cage on a boat. They didn't have no food on the boat for him. Now we have a little cranky, hungry child talking shit about Flakko. Now this is going to be embarrassing for MJTV right now. So as he's talking all this shit, Brick Baby, someone who's actually from the streets, actually part of the culture, starts to school him, and you're going to see him get embarrassed with his little bug eyes.
There's no like what you can and can't do when you're making content. If you have the balls to pull that story and report on it, you're not saying it to academics, 1090 Jakes. You're not talking to nobody else in this manner. It's a gang of bullshit people in this motherfucking trap news.
One of the actual guys you're trying to pander to is telling you to your face that you have no idea what you're talking about either, man. Now here we're gonna see the African earthworm get really jealous and really start going on a tirade about Flakko, and here you can see the actual jealousy and bitterness.
There's some dope ass shit that happened here, but you want to throw it all away for this nigga to go, hey, but you know, like, hey. This nigga's regurgitating DJ Academic shit and wants nigga to sit there and watch it.
You don't think he's improved a lot though? 'Cause he's not.
And I want you guys to put it in perspective. The real reason he's actually mad is because this guy is a no one in the media space. I looked him up, MJTV. Nothing comes up. I don't know what channel to find him on. I'm just hearing about him. And he's very feminine, very girl-like for trying to blame another man who's more successful than him for his own problems. You know, you can't look at the other man to measure yourself next to, because that never works, man.
A lot.
I mean, look at the views that
In
he's
what
doing on his
aspect?
channel. He's getting like 100K on his channel and stuff. I understand using
Adam
the stuttering
defends him.
thing against him, but on his channel, he's managed to kind of get around
Do we
that.
see these titles? Or is it because of the content is good? Or is it because he said there's a war that's about to start?
Well, I mean,
Is it-
clickbait in your videos is.
See, so he doesn't understand clickbait. He doesn't understand how to get yourself into the algorithm. And this is why he's not successful, and he's bitter at Flakko. He's mad at Flakko because Flakko knows how to play the actual game of YouTube, the game of algorithms. This guy is so fucking stupid that he uses that to try to diss Flakko with, you know how to work the algorithm, Flakko. I don't.
YouTube, you know,
Yeah, no, that's
It
smart
is.
though. That's playing the game. He's
Yeah.
playing the game for real. And
Everyone tells him he has identity issues, and that's what you have to know about him. He's an African immigrant here in the United States. So as soon as he got here, he tried to see if he had a place here. You know, maybe the foundational black Americans will fuck with me, but this guy's too much of a softie, too much of a pussy. He's fake. He doesn't stand on business. And if you know anything about LA, West Coast culture, you can't be a bitch who runs his mouth. You can't run your mouth and not back it up. That's not respected anywhere. Any kind of hood, foundational black American, Hispanic community, anything like that, that's not respected, my boy. You can't run your dick sucker and not back it up. First, he wants to be FBA, but he's not accepted. So now you're gonna hear him say, "I'm African. I'm from Africa," and he really tries to make that a whole thing. Like that's gonna be his whole personality because he has nothing else.
I'm from Africa, bro. The shit that niggas is doing is legendary. This ain't common for us. We don't got Crips and other people that have done it for years and done legendary shit before. We want
You're a corny stick bug built like a middle school fucking cheerleader with a stupid bass hat on and some fucking flame shorts. You got flame shorts on. Your ligaments are built like inchworms. As corny gets. You got little ass ears. You're built like the shaft of a shovel.
when your bitch ass is over here making us look a certain way, doing all this clickbait shit,
Making us
doing
look a
this
certain way.
race-based shit for your viewership, what do you think that does for our younger generation that wants to be in these seats, that don't have an opportunity? When I was young and I
Look at him with the finger. What do you think it does for him? I'm gonna bang on the table with my little finger. He sounds like a lot of those Mexican podcasters who are, you know, those fucking crybaby Mexicans who are always like, yeah, man, we do it for our people, man. Yeah, man, we're doing this for our people, man. I want to see another brown person in my space. I want to see more people that look like me in our space. We do it for la raza, man. Like in every fucking episode, it's with the Mexicans. It's always their substance material. Yeah, man, for our people, man. This guy's no different.
watching niggas
It's
up here,
humorous.
none of you niggas have my forehead.
You need some individuality crafted out for yourself.
None of you niggas got my facial structure. So this is legendary. So when that little African nigga in 8th grade right now, he like, oh shit, I could do that now.
So how you feel about Michael Blackson then?
Yeah, I want more little Chicanos in my position. So apparently they had a little beef in the past, and Flakko ended up doing a live stream about MJTV, and very comedically he used a picture of a starving African kid and basically equated it to this MJTV guy, which is genius. And here he's gonna cry about it.
He posted a starving African child as the thumbnail and said, this starving Somalian. He is an African, and he depicted
Adam
another
trying not to
starving
laugh.
African for views. What the fuck is up with this nigga? That's cool, that's okay. A starving African, you not
You're a little virtue signaling bitch, man.
you don't give a fuck, you don't got no morals. That's cool. A
He's
nigga gonna pack you up and get you out of here.
Is there beef?
Oh, now he wants to use the foundational black American lingo terminology. We're gonna pack you up, man. Even though we know you're not like that. You got dyed blonde hair you got bleached hair, for Christ's sake. Look at you, man. Look at you. You trying to do all that tough guy shit with bleached hair. The fuck out of here, Stan. So now Adam gets Flakko on a FaceTime call so we can chat with MJTV. Here we're gonna see MJTV talk a whole lot of shit like he's really a tough guy, even though we know he's not. And he's gonna try to mock foundational Black American culture once again with the terminology he uses.
Flakko, we've got one of your ops here.
You know what time it is? Big Africa, nigga. Big.
No fucking way. Look at this crap. What are these, Slim Jims? They look like the elongated Tootsie Pop, the Tootsie Rolls. No definition whatsoever. That's crazy when a skinny guy has no muscular definition because, you know, at least when someone's skinny, you could still see like a little bit of the tonality in their muscles. But this guy is completely bone and it's kind of weird.
East Side Africa.
East Side Africa. He's trying to do the FBI, how FBAs talk. I'm from East Side this, I'm from Crenshaw, you know, Pyru this, Crip this, or whatever. And he's trying to mock that basically because he wants to be part of it. He really has identity issues. Either he's going to represent FBA, but he's not accepted like that. So he has to do it with Africa. I'm an African immigrant, man. This is what we about, even though you're not about anything.
Oromo, nigga, what's happening?
Listen to him talk shit.
Yeah, you remember them threats you made when we was at China Mac House? Listen, you remember them threats you made when we was at China Mac House? I got the video, you feel me? When you see me, nigga, do what you do, you bitch ass nigga. Nobody ever held you accountable, but we African. Nobody can get in our politics, nigga. When we see each other, we gonna get off, nigga. Just remember that. And I'll post up around here too for a minute.
We gonna get off.
Who
is this guy?
That's how foundational Black Americans talk. Here he goes again, mocking the culture, thinking he knows anything.
What's up, bitch? The same nigga you went on our live stream for. You remember? I got them clips. I'm gonna send the team all that shit. You know what you said.
Your goofy ass.
You don't?
I don't know your goofy ass.
Hey.
With this bozo.
Hey, nigga, that's why the whole city don't fuck with you. That's why, well, listen, when it comes, you don't know what direction. Was it the Mexicans?
So you hear him talking a lot of shit to Flakko, acting like he's all tough, talking all that shit, but he can't back none of it up, right? So here we can really see him trying to emulate a Black American culture, you know, like he's going to talk shit, he's going to stand on it, he's about the business, but he doesn't emulate the culture quite right because when he runs into Flakko,
it's time today.
Oh, shit.
Flakko says, all right, then let's go outside to this little skinny inchworm over here. And you see him do the thing with his hands like he's about the street fighting shit.
Oh, shit.
Why does he keep trying to be a foundational Black American? Who else does that? Who else does the, you know, that little weird fighting thing? That's FBA type shit. You want to be Black American that bad, bro? You want to be an FBA that bad? That's embarrassing, man. You've been copying them throughout this whole fucking video.
You go outside, go outside. Take that shit outside.
You hear Flakko telling him, let's go outside.
Oh, shit. Come on.
Listen to MJ's excuse for not fighting Flakko. He said, you big, I'm not going to let your ass get me. So during this time, he's running around all over the place from Poetik Flakko. He's saying, you fat, you gonna have to get me. He's saying you gonna have to get me as he's running from Flakko.
Your big ass is not gonna get me. Be on camera too, nigga. Sit down if you want to.
Bro, that is embarrassing. So the whole time he's popping his shit, running his mouth like he's about some tough guy shit. Then when Flakko takes his ass outside, he's like, man, you too big, man. And he starts running from him. And he's like, man, I'm not going to let you get me, man. You too fat. So he's fat. So that's the reason why you're afraid of him. That is embarrassing, bro. You are afraid of Poetik Flakko, the same guy who lets people spit on him and he doesn't really do anything about it. But hey, at least we gained a lot of respect for him thanks to this fucking African inchworm over here. We do got to give a lot of respect to Poetik Flakko for handling this little mosquito over here.
If we were to go hand-to-hand combat, Flakko will whoop my ass. I'm man enough to say that. But from initially, like I said earlier when we was up here, I said on the China Mac platform, he called in and said, MJ, I'm finna pull up and beat your ass. I told him it's on camera. This is documented.
Let's do him cop the please.
I'm going to protect myself. I didn't say it's gonna be a fade. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I said pull up. It's here. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. This is on camera. You can pull it.
And that's what it was. It's gonna be what it. So it's gonna be you, a little bitch ass mosquito with no wings, running and shit from Flakko, and then the excuse you use is Flakko's big, so I had to run from him. Brick Baby would never say that. Brick Baby's probably smaller than you. And it's just embarrassing because this whole time you're trying to be part of the FBA type thing. Then you want to be big Africa with the little muscles, right? But the whole time you're not even about anything. You're afraid of someone because they're fat. That's not what an FBA would say. Like, oh, I'm going to run from you because you fat. Flakko's not extraordinarily tall. He's under 5'9". Why are you afraid of him? Because he's fat? You are embarrassing, bro. And then earlier in the interview with Brick Baby and Adam, he says, well, I haven't really gotten in many fades like that. I ain't really a fighter like that. Yeah, we could see, bro. We could definitely see that. You are scary. You are scary, my. Look at him. He look like a little boy in his flame shorts. Like, he ain't got no style. He got a bass hat on. What the fuck? What is wrong with you, dusty ass? No wonder you ain't in Flakko's position. You dusty as a bitch. You skinny as a bitch. You pussy as a bitch. Scary as a bitch. You got bleached hair, for Christ's sake, bruh. Come on now. What, you want to be white? You want to be Caucasian next? You little weirdo. Anyway, that's the end of that. I ain't gonna go into this anymore, but let this be a lesson to those little nerds, the soft guys, like how you would expect a Flakko to be. Because I always thought Flakko, and you kind of a bitch, bro. Like, you would never really go at someone, maybe besides Lush, the crackhead. But he really stood on business in this one. He was really gonna whoop this motherfucker's ass. So you got to give him some respect for that. No values. No FBA would stand for that. Oh, you ran from someone because they were fatter than you, because they're fat. And that's your excuse for being pussy made? We don't respect that. Let me know what y'all think about this.